his title was like that live stream yesterday. We don't have to totally shift to this if you guys are.
It's okay.
In a discussion, but that was just a quick comment. It's just like yesterday he did this thing yesterday where his title was like the final time I'm ever gonna address flat Earth. This is it. It's over. And then today he's doing a final part 2.
No way.
Yeah, it's kind of like the final part 2. He's a final.
Wow. Did
he have a part 1?
And well, he did it yesterday. The final.
In the first place. Part 2.
I think there might be a delay. But and then he put a little question in the thing. It says, wanting to see on my current. He says he puts a little poll on his chat thing that says, wanting to see info on my current demographic. Which bets fits your position? Former flat earther, now glober, flat earther, globe earther. Dude, this guy it's gonna be tough, dude. Like for his channel at this point, like it looks like he's cooked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna have any audience. I told you that. I said this months ago. The Globe people are going to give up on him. They don't care. He's not a very good Glober. He's not like very knowledgeable or skilled in it at all. He's got 10 years. His only content has been flat Earth. What else does he do? What else does he talk about? He doesn't know anything about. Does he talk about health or politics? He doesn't do anything else that I'm aware of. He's going to have to really figure it out, or that's it. It's over for him.
I think he's like on some sort of. I did see him. He was in some sort of presentation and how to deconstruct leaving this or being falsely taught. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe that's what he plans to do, go around.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be shtick.
He was really good at that presentation.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Right?
No one cares. Like the 24-hour something might get some like on the fencers or whatever, but the mainstream doesn't care about this enough to care about like to go on some world tour. Like
okay, but just focus in real quick. He was really good at the presentation, right?
I didn't see it.
You didn't.
I think he's a pretty good communicator, just generally.
I thought he did a really good job at standing up there and doing his little PowerPoint and showing little things. And
he's even though,
he's been doing presentations for 10 years like that.
Yeah. Well, like flat Earth conferences and yeah. I'm just saying he's been doing whatever he's been doing for 10 years. So I'm not.
Out of all of his content, I would say his most esteemed effort, the best thing he's good at is doing what he did up on stage. Out of all the content I've seen, that is what he's good at. So I don't know if he plans on keep doing it, on continuing it. And I don't know. Obviously, I don't agree with his position or the things he said up there, but he's convincing enough that honestly, if he wanted to make a thing out of it, he probably could. So I don't know if he's gonna, or if he's just gonna do this let's get stoned, let's baby smoker show or whatever the fuck he's gonna come up with. I don't know, but he might do the presentation thing. I don't know.
Definitely, yeah.
He should just call it "Get Wrecked by Glob." He should make a show called "I Got Wrecked by Glob" and just run that.
Right.
Someone
I'm really curious what he's gonna, choose to do.
I think he'll be irrelevant in 6 months, less than 6 months.
Yeah.
He'll fall into obscurity. Probably give up doing YouTube and just go do something else. Because he's not going to get a big Globe audience. Unless he's really knowledgeable about health or some other topic that he can do. Like Witset's got other topics, even if Witset did want to shift away. But I mean, I don't think Jeran's got anything.
But just remember, the movie hasn't come out yet, and the fallout from that movie hasn't come out yet. And his response or participation of that fallout hasn't come out yet. And I remember when I came up with this idea that he was going to go on tour or whatever, somebody pointed out, I give him he won't go past 9 or 10 months. You know what? Let's see. It's 4 months right now since they left, or almost 4 months. We'll see if he lasts 10 months. Let's see if it keeps going.
Yeah. Imagine he gets a job at SpaceX. That would be
Imagine
awesome.
he gets a job at Home Depot.
Or NASA.
Well, dude, he's been kind of like riding along on the backs of other people. Like most of what he gets is from other people over the years. And I would have said that 6 months ago too. I mean, even on Globebusters, I mean, maybe he brought some new stuff, but for the most part, he hears about stuff and just goes over it. And it's mostly all been flat Earth stuff, and trying to kind of get his name or make money or do his shows or whatever. So now this happened. He's doing this. So it's like he either can, like you said, he can try to ride some tour of, I saw something in the sky that isn't in contention with most of the world who's just blindly believing it, and nobody really will care. It doesn't seem to me like it will catch on much, other than maybe a scoff and a laugh and a ridicule here and there. He's not going to continue on flat Earth. He's not a very knowledgeable globe earther. It's not like he's up there with like MC Toon. He's going to go debate that. So what else is there for him?
Yeah.
I can't think of, other than selling books, I don't know. But Jeff Bezos sold books. So there's that association.
I think he could he could do a decent job at sort of running host. Right? Like if this got topic and starts
You're breaking up.
Expanding, you get a couple more characters in. Like who's the top Glober? MC Toon or something. So I think he could just curate the audio show.
Well, it's just like the Butma 24-hour sun phase is just about over. So
yeah, he should get an agent and maybe start getting like in contact with Blue Origin. I mean, it could be profitable for him just to go along with the Globe. He can go to Blue Origin, say, "Hey, I was a flat earther, put me on the Blue Origin." So he could be keeping himself busy if he wanted to. But I unsubbed. I mean, I couldn't take it.
No, I did too, but it still pops up on my thing.
He said he won't talk about it anymore, though. Like he just keeps.
Yeah, and then he literally started the stream the next day.
It's just
and called it part 2.
He's addicted. He's
the end part 2. The final part 2.
Told me that. Yeah, when you guys told me it was the end yesterday, I was like, yeah, bullshit. Literally, 12 hours later? Okay, I need to address this theodolite thing. Like, okay, bro.
He's having withdrawals.
It looks like this whole stream is him going over Shane and Alan's some stream that they did.
It's the same, dude. It's the same bitching and whining the whole time. He's just going, oh, it's like 1 mile per 69 degrees. You change the elevation. It's the same fucking bullshit. I'm like, he's just gaslighting in the other direction, except it's so inauthentic. He just takes every opportunity to, interject his opinion and just try to force it down the audience's throat. That's all he's doing. It's like some MK Ultra shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that he's lost the reputation from pretty much the entire truth community, the actual truthers. So he's lost all the credibility there. And then the Globe Earthers only were into him flipping because it's they're getting kind of like an arousal from it, sort of like they're getting like a little short-term arousal because they have fantasies of trying to convince themselves that they're right, or trying to hope that they're right. And maybe they thought if Jeran did, they could, but now that that's not the case, like I said, the Globe Earthers are not going to continue watching him unless he really tries to do all kinds of debates and stuff, but he's not very knowledgeable on the globe, like from the arguments I've seen. So it's not like he's really going to be able to do that. And that's not even kind of like a huge hit popular thing at the moment anyways, like huge raging debates. So that's what I'm saying. Like, where does he go from here? Like, he's going to find you just hit a dead end, unless there is something else going on. Like he's got other ties, or they're going to hype him up with the documentary or some other world, some other getting him on shows or something else. Or he's got to just find an entirely new demographic of people. And it's like he thought he was going to flip to Globe and then lead some truth movement with the Globe. That's absurd. It's like hiring a mass murderer and you're going to save the world with that guy. It's just like,
yeah.
Well, watch. He does this stream, right? He says, "Oh, it's the end of the flat Earth stuff, whatever." Well, watch him just go in the other direction with Globe education, where he's still talking about flat earth bullshit. He's just honed in on Globe, rhetoric. So I don't really see him changing his bullshit, to be honest with you. Because that's the problem, right? Everybody who comes in here says they think there's a gap in education, and that it's actually science that is at fault for not doing a better job at communicating. So there's totally an opportunity for some kind of like Globe communicator or some bullshit, right? In their worldview.
Yeah. I asked him if he would come back to flat earth, and he said he would be open to it with the evidence. So if he does go back to flat earth, I hope he does offer some apologies.
That's what he's going to do.
He's going to come back to flat earth?
If he sees enough evidence.
He's going to lose his channel.
No, he's not.
Some time's going to go back, and then he's going to come back and try to do more flat earth stuff because it's all.
No, he's not. No, there's no way. No way.
Yeah, that's unlikely, but yeah,
that's not. It's not in the script, bro.
Yeah. I don't think I would resub if he did flip back.
Well, I think it's clear to him that him saying what he thinks the Earth is absolutely meaningless. It's like if he flipped, what does that mean? At this point,
even worse.
Sort of like, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Yeah, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, he fakes and says there's a wolf, and then he's just joking. And there's not a wolf, and he does it 10 times. Then the 11th time he says there's a wolf, and people are like, nah, there's not a wolf. Then there really is a wolf. So now what does he do? So it's like Jeran has just blown his reputation on every level. There's really no going back. The Globe community is not going to be very popular there. So, like I said, he's got to just do a whole new topic if he's going to do anything. And at that point, he is irrelevant in this topic. So he either goes hard Globe, back to flat, or he just leaves the whole thing and we never hear from him again.
He's still plenty against like the moon landing, and there's a lot of creators exclusively doing moon landings fake kind of thing. So there's a niche where it's not globe or flat, but there's skepticism to throw out there.
Okay, let's take a vote. Is he gonna do moon landing content?
Yeah, he's not gonna be a full-time moon lander guy.
No, his credential has been totally stripped. He has exonerated himself of any valid opinion, and he basically is being known for being wrong by his own admission. So that's all he's good for now. Look at me, I'm the guy who was wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm a fucking idiot. That's it.
No, it's
That's
like
all
I was
people are
wrong.
gonna
Now
hear.
listen to me. It's like I was wrong then, but I'm right now. So listen to me now. I swear, this one's the real one.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, as much as Globers might pat him on the back and finger his butthole a little bit, they don't give a fuck. They can't stand him anyway. They're just going to play along as long as it puts laughs on their plate.
Yeah. I mean, it is a Saturday today, but I mean, he looks like he's lost about half his viewership. Like the last 2 streams he's done, he's had.
Well, he was at around 400 when it started, or was in, an hour in or something like that.
Well,
I think
always
that's
at like
typical.
He was always at like 250, 300. I guess none of this really matters, but he was at like 250, 300, it seems like, for months. And then the TFE thing, he went up to like 400. Then now he's like back to the 200. So
I saw him at 400 earlier. I think the audience is about the same. I mean, people want to watch the train wreck. I don't think, this is about 2.0. As big as his. Yeah, 2.0. Yeah. Yeah. This is about as big as this community gets. But I imagine once they start like pushing the movie, and it hits on some news stuff, and people are going to reach out to him, and the audience is going to be massive. Because he's going to be that guy that's like, oh yeah, I was wrong. These people, they just need guidance and just whatever the fuck he's going to say. It's going to happen eventually. I don't know when. I don't have a schedule on the movie, but they're going to come to him, and he's going to willingly come forward. That's his role in all this, to be the fall guy for this whole idea. The straw man of the flat Earth acceptance.
Yeah, I just don't see it being popular. That's all. I mean,
it's not going to be popular. He's just going to be the guy they go to. They're not going to pick Witsit. They're not going to pick Witsit for that. They don't want to give this idea any credence.
By the way, is that documentary? Is there any word on what's coming out or anything, or is it just sort of nothing?
Dude, I've been messaging the editor, the camera guy. Got fucking nothing back.
What if he just doesn't even? What if there's not even going to be one?
They're probably, dude. No, there's too much footage. There's a bunch of footage, dude. They're going to come out with something. Yeah, they're coming out with something. There is a buttload of footage. They wasted a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not a good story because it's like most people don't even know about the 24-hour suns and how that all, you know what I mean? To even educate a newbie, let's say some brand newbies oh, there's this guy, Jeran, I'm going to be convinced that he used to be a flat earther. Okay. So why did he flip? And then you have to start learning about flat Earth, basically. Okay, so the sun. Okay, so there's this AE map, and then you have to get into it all. So that's why I don't think they'll want to promote it. You have to learn about it to even understand even what this even means, which is why I don't see why it would be advantageous for them to put it out there more.
You may think that way, but for an agency or for a faction that are trying to cover their tracks going forward, this is a perfect narrative. This is exactly what you'd want. So if anybody, travels down this fork in the road, they're going to come with a bunch of pre-cooked narratives and very Googleable answers in recent history. And it's going to be a no-brainer to be oh, okay, yeah, this one's not true, right? It's that simple. You control the population by controlling history. So they create history in the framework of which they're trying to promote. If you put it in history that they were trans people 2,000 years ago, you're going to get some fucking liberal coming forward to say, "Hey, look, I found this documentation that they were trans people 2,000 years ago." And that's all that's it. That's all you need. You just need somebody to take the bait, and people are hungry.
Riggs, weren't they called eunuchs?
Oh, that's different, but yeah, eunuchs were one of the things.
It's kind of a transition in some cases, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Kind of a mutilation, actually.
Maybe it was forced.
You're probably right.
I'm pretty sure it was forced. I don't think those people had a choice. God bless them.
Yeah, for instance, let's say if the quote-unquote master, he wanted to protect his wife, so maybe some of the other people that would have taken place.
Yeah, because if you're a piece of property and you're worried that dude's gonna go for your wife, yeah, you'd probably knock his block off. Do you think they'll make a sequel?
We are the sequel. Actually, I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
Well, you must have, because I said, "Are they going to make a sequel?" And you said, "We are the sequel." Yeah, I don't know. I think I was the prequel. I've been here for 10 years.
I don't think that whatever Duffy did would ever make a national release in the movie theaters. Probably just be some sort of, if Amazon Prime even picks it up or Netflix decides. But yeah, I don't think I'd watch it either, even if they did.
Okay. But you know what'll happen? They'll mention something about it on Joe Rogan Experience. Go down in the history books. And everyone will have heard it adjacently through a friend. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? It's no different with like the headlines. I remember when they were doing it too. They were doing this thing for like the last 15 or so years. They'd make a headline about, did you know scientists discovered XYZ about this ingredient or this, health benefit or whatever. Cure cancer with not eating for 36 hours or whatever the advice was. They were doing this thing. And it was around Joe Rogan's come up, where if you just got a little bit of a tidbit of some kind of like advice or, lesser known fact or whatever, people would spread it. And they would think it's true. Did you know 1 out of 4 males, blah, 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 blah. And it would be something that gets passed down on Reddit. You just literally see copy paste.
You're right. No, I totally agree with you on that.
Saying shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's...
Totally agree. Duffy's going to want a return on his investment, man.
Absolutely.
So he's gonna be pushing some form of documentary, I think.
Yeah, if he was smart, he should go to like the IMAX, or because of those Globe geeks would like that, right? And then Jeran can be on IMAX, telling everyone how he flips. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was Duffy, for sure. Go to IMAX and maybe that place in Vegas where they have that dome, and then just play it there 24 hours for the Globe guys.
Well, all I'm going to say is pay attention, because this is a military operation, and they're not going to fuck up. So
you're right.
Just pay attention how they pull it off, and you'll be like, "Wow, that's actually brilliant. Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense." You're gonna see. Watch how it rolls out. It's gonna be tactical. And they're only going to create as much influence as they have to. So they're going to get in, and then they're going to get out, and it's just going to be stuck there in the history books.
Yeah, I trust they're always using probability. Find out what's the best scenario, how to play it. I totally agree with you.
Roohif, what's your prediction for Jeran's spiraling channel?
What do you mean spiraling?
Well, he did a video yesterday called "The Last Time I'll Ever Talk About Flat Earth," and then he did another video today. Well, the second to last time I'll ever talk about flat Earth, the end part 2. So, what do you think the next spiral is going to be?
I don't think he's spiraling. I think you should pay attention to what he's saying.
Shouting and insulting and disparaging, gaslighting while being violently wrong. That's a great thing to listen to. It's like really top-notch stuff.
He's telling you his frame of mind as a flat earther.
And none of us flip due to the horrible logic he's using. Next.
He's just the emotional version of you, Roohif.
Okay, bro.
We've heard all that.
Well, what is your prediction about? Well, what do you think he does? Do you think he's going to just do glob stuff, or what do you think he does now? What's your prediction?
No, I think he'll get a job, basically, and
he'll be irrelevant. He'll leave YouTube.
Probably, yeah.
That's my prediction too. Yep, he'll be irrelevant in 6 months.
Cool.
Awesome. Yep, we lost another moron.
You guys will be still stuck here.
I'm not really calling him a moron. I'm using that clip from with Bill Hicks. He's like, "We lost another moron."
Yeah, but you've got to listen.
What are you doing here, Roohif?
I'm not stuck here, Rob. I'm not stuck here. You guys are stuck in.
All right, sure, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I sent you a video, didn't I? Did I send you a video?
I don't know.
Oh, vague.
Well, you are stuck because you're opposing something that we just like if you weren't here, we're gonna be here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. If we're not here, you're not here. See that's the difference. If we're not here, you're not here. If we're here, I think I meant Discord. If you're not here, we're still here. We're still here if you're not here. You're superfluous.
You're in here with
Discord,
us.
Right? Did you think that I meant Discord? I meant stuck in Flat Earth cult.
There's no such thing as a flat Earth cult. Well, there's just the Earth and what's directly observed empirically. There's no cult leader, therefore there's no cult.
Yeah, no one's forcing anybody to be here, bro.
There's no collective, Roofy. That's delusional.
Okay.
I don't even belong to the flat Earth. I'm a not flat earther. because I
All I
live in
can
the
say
Rocky
is,
Mountains. So that's pretty funny, isn't it? I'm not part
which
of the
one?
same
what
cult.
Jeran
I
is
got my
saying.
own cult.
Which one's the cult? The one that
Stay out of my
humanity's
cult.
had as their cosmology since the dawn of time, stationary planar Earth, or the very recent globe thing that's a very minimal, tiny part of humanity? Which one's the cult? The new
The flat
tweaky
Earth is a
one
cult.
that has been pushed by JPL and all these absolute psychopaths,
When you say
or
when you
the
say very
or the
recent,
foundational cosmology that humanity has had since the dawn of time?
when you say very recent, how many years are we talking about? Like 2000, right?
Well, since the
Not
start of
even
science,
close.
since the start of
200 at
science,
most.
500 years or so.
No. Ptolemy, fucking. We're going back 2,000 years, people.
You were
Sure,
alive then?
like, do
Your appeal to
acknowledge?
authority is weak.
So,
Would
Rick,
you
were you alive
acknowledge
500
Roohif?
years ago?
No, I wasn't. But this is your history, right? So every civilization in your interpretation of history has always effectively been led by every single one of them. And now you think that this one is not a cult. Like
Hold on.
you found
The
yourself in
question
the one that
is-
wasn't a cult. All the others were cults.
The question is, how long since we've known it's a globe? Geo said the dawn of time, and I said 2,000 years. We're both
No, dude. I did not say the dawn of time, dude. Glob is very recent.
Why,
No,
Geo?
the dawn of time is the stationary planar Earth.
Right, but we're
Hello?
both appealing to history.
Oh, how
correct?
the turns have
Your
tabled.
head in the game, Roohif.
Are we both appealing to history? Yes or no?
No,
It's
it's
only
not appealing to
120
history
years,
that the
actually.
fun.
So
It's
how
not
are you
appealing.
justifying dawn of time? You said dawn of time. Are you appealing to history? Yes. Yes, you are. I'm also appealing to history 2,000 years ago. Ptolemy.
There's a
Very, very
difference
Right.
between history and the past, so far as what we were told and the actuality of it, right?
No, you guys were told that it's been flat and stationary since the dawn of time. That's just what you've been told.
It's
Well,
not
do
what we've
you
been told.
agree
It's
that?
what all of the great spiritual traditions of the world, the Vedics, the biblical, the Norse,
No,
the
that's
Egyptian,
just
the
what you've been
Aztec,
told.
the Mayan, every single one of them with all of their traditions going back since the dawn of time.
That's just what you've been told, Gio. You've been indoctrinated.
No, it's not what I've been told. No,
Since
it's
the dawn of
not.
time.
No, these traditions are not just what I've been told. These traditions
Okay,
exist
so
and have
Ptolemy-
existed for eons of time.
Okay, so Ptolemy 2,000 years ago is also not just what I've been told.
Well, that's a little different because you're talking about a guy.
It's not. No, it's
Okay.
not.
Please don't interrupt. You're talking about a guy, whereas I'm talking about all of humanity and the massive spiritual traditions like the Vedics, for example. That's different than a guy that you are into being into some man. That's not the same as the entire lineage of, let's say, the Vedic traditions. Let's say, for example.
Yeah, what do you have that no, Ptolemy, what did he leave behind for you?
Oh, what's his book called? Agamemnonus or something? Whatever his book is.
And you know he wrote that book, right?
Or the Vedics wrote the Vedic scriptures as well. Like we're both appealing to
Yeah,
history.
that
You have to
stonework
acknowledge
is
it.
still stuck on the walls today, bro.
Yes, if you guys could stop being hypocrites, that'd be great. We're both appealing
I would say
to
that
history.
your interpretation of history doesn't look like there's something odd.
No.
There's something amiss about your Like this is what right? Like the historical narrative does not make sense. So hence why I use the history personally. Like this is the way I go about it. Anyways. I use the history to point out the inconsistencies to say that, well, if you believe in that, I mean, you're welcome to, but it kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense, right?
If you believe the vast majority of people since the dawn of time believe flat Earth, you're quite welcome to believe that. These are exactly the same arguments.
I don't think that they had a flat and stationary cosmology. I mean, whatever FE is right now, it's not what the same interpretation of what was going on back then. It might be a little bit closer to it, but like FE, like anyone that you want to call a flat earther, like it's bound up in all of these assumptions and stereotypes about the society that you live in, like the term conspiracy and the way that was weaponized.
No, you guys believe in the conspiracy. Like, you guys think the government is lying about the shape of the Earth. I contend it is impossible to lie about the
100%.
shape of the Earth.
Is it a
How can they
conspiracy if
lie
it's
about
true?
it? How can they lie about it
Like
when you can go and
who's
measure
been
it?
the conspiracy? Like the guy who's actually participating in creating the conspiracy? Because to call something a conspiracy, right? Like the other word is just so messed up. Like if you were to conspire, you're talking with a mate or something, and you want to do something, and you're doing like the discussion behind closed doors, and you're actually in you are conspiring with them. But then if you want to call someone a conspirator, that's an accusation more akin to sort of like a social denigration, that you have a crazy way of thinking. So just these terminologies alone, I can see that there's something going amiss with the way that sort of you use the terms, I use the terms, and the way that you think about the world.
Okay. Whatever the government says about the Earth doesn't matter because you can go and measure it yourself. It is not possible for it to be a conspiracy theory.
Can you measure refraction, Roohif?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So if you're looking at the distance at an object that is refracted, you think that you know exactly how much refraction is refracted by?
I can measure refraction by measuring the vertical density gradient. If I had, several stations along the way measuring that gradient, then yes, I could give a very accurate measure of refraction.
I think I got you yesterday, man, when I was pointing out that you're in, what is it? The amount of distance that the mountain turns away from the observer using the celestial theodolite is immeasurable. And then all of a sudden you want to say that, well, I can measure from peak to peak, and I can say, oh, well, I mean, I definitely know it's curved.